Good morning, everyone. This is Anna here. And in this video, I just wanted to show you the process I'm using to make this hummingbird mug. I'm using Porcelain Laguna Frost, and it's a real white, translucent porcelain. I start out by transferring my design to the surface, just like you would if you would just paint a mug. And then I add clay. So this was when it was still right before leather hard, so it wasn't quite leather hard yet. The reason why I add the clay is to make the hummingbird protrude off the surface, to make it stand out. And because I throw my pieces thin, I don't have a whole lot of material to do the relief carving. Sometimes I add just in different areas here and there. And on this bird, because it's small, I decided to just add a little bit of clay just to add more material everywhere. So I added on the wings, the body, pretty much everywhere. The whole bird was just added clay. And then I go back and do the carving, as you can see here. To define the feathers on the wings, I'm using the diamond core tool, the relief carving tool P27. If you're a beginner, I would suggest using this one, which is very similar to the other one. They have the P29 that is a little curved. This one is the straight blade with a little point and is very versatile. So if you don't want to get all four of the new relief tools, I would suggest this one is a real nice tool because it does the relief carving, but it also comes to a point that you can use for other things, as you will see here in this video. I use the tip of the tool, as you can see here, to add definition on each feather. And then in the beginning of the video, you saw me doing the outline of the hummingbird's tail and the body. And that I'm doing the relief carving using the tool with the flat surface towards the surface of the mug. And the point that adds the definition of the relief into the outline of your whatever it is that you're carving. So that is the beauty of this tool, is that it does serves two purposes. You can use the tip of it just like you would with a tool that comes to a point, and you can use it the other way, like I showed before, to do the relief carving. So it is a very versatile tool. So the rest of the mug, I decided to use the flowers and the leaves. I decided to just make it by hand, like just sculpting it by hand and attaching it. And the way I do it, I make everything and then I wait until it's almost leather hard, almost at the same stage as the mug, and then I add the slip and I attach it that way. It's easier for you to wait until it's a little on the drier side because it won't mess up, because they're so thin and delicate, the flowers, that it makes it easier once they're a little bit, on the dry side. And as long as you apply the slip on the bottom, on the two surfaces, like I did, they will attach really well. And then you just clean up with one of those rubber tip tools. That's what I use to clean up the edges. And you see on this one, I wanted the hummingbird to look like he's going right inside the flower. And that's just what I did. Before I attached the flower to the surface, I had a little slit on the flower to make it so that the beak of the hummingbird is going right inside. And this is pretty much my process in a nutshell. Once I'm done with this carving, I just use a fine sponge, one of those for finishing sponges. I use the one from Mud Tools, the white ones. They're very fine texture, and they're great for porcelain too because they leave a real smooth texture on the surface. So I go around my whole design cleaning up any marks that I have. And you will see on my next mug, I'm gonna speed up the rest of the video, and the next one you'll see me doing the little feathers on the body of the hummingbird, and that was the next mug that I made. So I made 2 of these. Now here on this hummingbird, I'm using this graffito tool to highlight the feathers on the body. Since they're all rounded feathers, it's easier to use this graffito because it is just like using a pencil or a pen. It's easy to hold and very easy to maneuver to make the round feathers. So you can do that to mark the feathers and then use another tool with the point to make it even more stand out more. Or you can leave it as it is. Just it makes a small relief on each feather. Now I chose to go back after I did this. I went back with another relief tool, the P28, which comes to a real fine point, and I went and did an undercut on each feather just to add more detail, or you could leave it like it is, like you can see the relief that leaves just using this graffito tool. Now here I switched over to the other tool, the P28, that comes to a real small point, just because the tail feathers are divided and I wanted to make it into 2 to split the feathers so I can show the real long feathers they have it on the tail. And I decided to use this one just because it does have that real fine point, and I can really define the feathers better with that tool. That would be another one that I suggest using. It also gets to the real small areas that you can get with the other tool. So it's a real nice tool, as you can see here. And I go around the feet on all the little areas that I can get to with the other one. I use this one. So you can even define the edges too with that one, all the outline of your drawing, as you can see over here. You can also use that to go around the areas where I put the flowers to really define the edges around. I use that one on leaves to make the vein of the leaves. Is real nice for that as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and let me know if you have any questions or comments. And also let me know if you'd like to see more of my carving processes. And I will be posting the results of all my work that I've been doing. Next will be the painting process.